Hello, this is Dr. Yang. Today we have a story. A local teacher donated his kidney to his student. Again, that's an amazing story. I believe it's down in Atlanta, where a 12-year-old. I believe he was born with a bad kidney, and that when he was really young, he had a kidney transplant from his father, and that didn't work out. So he's been on dialysis. And his sixth grade technology teacher around Atlanta gave him a transplant. He had it done at Children's Hospital in Atlanta. Again, this is him, and receiving the transplant, and this is his teacher. Now, teacher and his family. The teacher actually has young kids, and so that's really amazing. I mean, this is a living donor. Healthy living donor. Now, the other type of, which is a majority type of donation in the U.S. The other type of donation is basically someone who died, deceased, whether they died from brain injury or from heart disease, and where their kidney still doing well, they could actually donate as well. I look at the website, another website for statistic. In U.S., there's 660,000 Americans being treated for kidney failure, also known renal failure, end-stage renal disease. Of these, 468,000 of them are dialysis patients, and 193,000 have functional kidney transplant. That's pretty amazing. I didn't know there were that many people who actually got a kidney transplant. But still a couple 100,000 people without kidney transplant. Again, 57% male, 42% female. Some young people are born with it, some old people, but majority of them are actually, in the middle. Now, white, 61%, black, 30%. This might just reflect some of the racial demographic, and primary causes, diabetes, high blood pressure, glomerulonephritis, inflammation of part of the kidney, cystic disease, other issues. So these are the causes for renal failure. Now, kidneys, anatomy-wise, where are they located? They're located in the back, actually near the vertebrae, the spinal column in the back. They're behind some of your abdominal organs, and you can also tell that they come off the aorta. These aorta sit in front of the vertebrae in the back. Again, these are the main huge blood vessels. Aorta is the artery, and then inferior vena cava is the vein. And they give all these renal artery, renal veins. They go in the kidney. The kidney regulate blood volume, intravascular blood volume, just overall volume in your body. They also regulate the osmolarity, which is the concentration. They regulate the acid-base balance. They also get rid of toxins as well. And also, of course, on top of the kidney, there's adrenal gland. They secrete some hormones. And once they secrete all the things your body don't need, they go out the ureter, go to your bladder, and you pee it out or urinate it out. So that's where the kidney sits. Again, it's further in the back. Now, as far as kidney transplant, let's go back and talk about a little bit of, So again, kidney is, I do some research, some reading before I do my video. So kidney is, again, you have two of them. Most people have two of them. They're bean shaped in the left and right side of your body, in the back, near the vertebrae. They're about 11 centimeters tall in length. Now, as mentioned before, they regulate body fluid, osmolality, acid-base balance, electrolyte, and also toxins. So there are two type of classification for renal failure. One is acute, something that comes on pretty suddenly, and then the other one is chronic. Now, acute renal failure, there's multiple causes. Low blood pressure, maybe from blood loss, from surgery or from trauma, or from other illnesses, or a blockage of urinary tract where the outlet is blocked. You could have acute renal failure, muscle breakdown, what's called rhabdomyolysis. So if someone's overdose, or they had a stroke, they fall and they lie there, they might have some muscle injury, and so those sometimes could cause acute renal failure. Chronic renal failure, I guess most common is diabetes, high blood pressure, nephrotic syndrome, or polycystic kidney disease, and also some other congenital disease cause renal function to fail. Then at some point the patient goes on dialysis, whether it's hemodialysis through the blood, or peritoneal dialysis through their abdomen, basically, and then while they're waiting for a kidney transplant for the most part. Now, transplantation, once you find a transplant, the transplant kidney, as you can see, is not connected to the original kidney. In fact, I read somewhere they don't really remove the diseased kidney for the most part, unless there's tumors or other reason, because I guess there's increased mortality. They basically hook up the new kidney to the iliac artery and iliac vein, which is in your pelvis. So they hook up the new kidney, and then the arteries and the vein, and they hook up the ureter to the bladder, and after surgery they could void pretty quickly. Again, this is a transplant surgeon, someone who's amazing, who does 4-year college, 4-year med school here in the state, another 5-year general surgery, and a couple more years of transplant training, and then of course they usually go work for another group of doctors, and they get additional experience that way. So they're highly specialized. So again, this is just an amazing story. I mean, if you think about it, the other type is basically someone who dies from cardiac or brain injury, and then they donate their kidney. That's a hard decision even to make. When you die or when your family dies, to make the decision to donate. And now, if you're healthy and you have little kids, it's hard to really imagine. I mean, now the guy only has one kidney left, and if he has some kidney disease in the future, I sort of feel bad for him and his family. But I know in the state, a lot of them are living donors, but in some other country, I read somewhere in Spain, you actually automatically a donor unless you opt out of it. Here in the States, opposite. You don't have to donate unless you opt in. But again, it's just an amazing story. I mean, I don't mean to make people feel bad, but if you ask yourself, who would you donate your kidney to? I think for most people, that would be a pretty short list. I probably wouldn't include coworkers, and it probably would not include your student or teacher. And even if you say who you give $100 to, which stranger would you give $100 to? Well, that's but anyway, again, it's just sort of how the world work is kind of odd. I also read another story where they have black market where poor people in poor country, they sell their kidneys or to, I guess, people who could afford to buy them. The price is somewhere from $2,000 to $150,000. Again, I guess it depends on who's the buyer, but it's so what is the ethic of that? Why does that just say rich people get to live and poor people get to die? And it's just I guess that's all for another talk. But anyway, this is an amazing story, and I wish the best for this family. And again, if you enjoy my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And again, I appreciate you watching this. Thank you.